Alright guys, so here I am at the terminal. Yep, I followed the fake news. I got here 4 hours early. They didn't even open up the gates until 3 hours before. And now I'm here through security and everything 2.5 hours before it's time to leave. Guess I'll just sit around and wait around. Folks. This is kind of cool. This place is nice. It only took about 15-20 minutes to board the whole crew, the whole gang. Got nice little trees. Got our earphones. Got a little pillow. Slippers. Women do wear slippers on the plane. Maybe a water bottle already here. Oh, purse. Got some little goodies in it. It's a little pair of socks. It's like a eye cover patch thing. I don't know what this is. Maybe a spoon and a fork. Earplugs. And a lip balm in here somewhere. There is lip balm. We'll see.
Here I thought I was going to have to go to a different terminal. It's the same terminal, it's just up on the 3rd floor, but there's no directions. I had to ask somebody to get up there. And they told me what I thought they said was Terminal E, but they meant A. So here I am going all the way down here to A instead of E. And checking in this booth. This is cool. Looking forward to it. That was pretty easy. Oh, that was easy. This security pretty quick. Had to take all my chargers and everything out. I don't think they even looked at them. Maybe put them in the basket. And then pick them out and put them all on my back. This is gauge 120. We're not going to leave for a while. Maybe like 3 or 4 hours. Go through all of this. I'll come down here and then we can see gauge 180, 118 to 120. I'm looking for 120. All these people here. All the way down to 120. Down here. Food stuff on the side. Nothing to eat here. I just ate. I'll explain it a little bit when I get set down and settled. I'll let you know some of the issues and problems that I've had so far. But I have my camera out at the time, so I'll explain it before I forget about it. All the way down here. All the way down there. Right here, you get 120. All the way down here on here. And they even have a 7-Eleven here. Look at that. So here we are at Manila, waiting for our flight to Puerto Princesa. That leaves at 3 o'clock. And it's about 11:41 right now. So I've got about 3 hours before it goes. Not a big deal. I kind of expected to be waiting this long. I might get up and do some walk around later. I might do some shopping or food looking or just exploring. Sure Beach just sitting here. Before I went on, I wanted to kind of go over some things that I experienced between the last time we talked and now. Basically, getting off the airplane in Taiwan, it was early in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and so I was kind of looking and I'd like a nice cup of coffee. So I stopped and looked, and there was this place, looked kind of fancy dancy. It was a pretty long line. I said, no, I'll go find something else. So I cruised on down towards the next gate, and when I got to the gate, I noticed there was a Starbucks there, but it wasn't open yet. I didn't know when it was going to open, and so I kind of turned around and went back the other way and ended up getting a cup of coffee there at that original place, World's Best Coffee or whatever it's called. This is at the Taiwan airport, don't get me wrong, and they use some $T or something like that. So I figured, well, how bad can it be? So I ordered a coffee. They didn't serve mocha or anything like that, so I said, what the heck? And then I just took the light roast because I didn't know what to expect. So they had this handy dandy little cup that they put a little filter in and put the coffee in the cup, and then they got this little spinnature thing that spins the coffee around, or the hot water down, or cold water, whatever, down through the coffee and into the cup. And I asked the guys if they had sugar, and they said sure, and I saw the actual packets of sugar. I hate that. You can't hear it when you want to hear it. Let me pause this. So I go down to Starbucks. You make a mocha? Sure. Make a mocha. Make it venti. And it was like 180 $T. That's weird. Hold on, because I didn't want to waste any time. I wanted to make sure I had enough coffee to get to the next flight, because it was about, I had to wait for about a little over an hour for the next flight. So tasted the Starbucks and it was great. And I thought, well, gee, I wonder how much I just paid. Well, I used my debit card, which automatically gets converted from my account. And so I go and I open up my debit card, and I look at the balance and the deductions, and there were the 2 deductions from that airport. The first one, which was that little itty bitty cup of ice cold coffee, that only took about half the cup, right? It only took me about 3 minutes to finish it because it was cold and it was small. $14.33. And then the Starbucks, $5.36 or something like that. So, yeah, Starbucks is a good fallback. But other than that, everything went through there pretty uneventfully. Time come along to go through, went through, got in. Came down into Manila, and the first thing I noticed when I got off the Manila, my freaking internet, I couldn't find an internet signal. They had this free one. Every time I plug in, it says, it's not secure, you need to hook up your VPN. And my VPN wouldn't hook up because it didn't have a Wi-Fi to connect to get through to it. I'm just like, fine. So I have Mint Mobile, so I went ahead and tried to get into my Mint Mobile, and it wouldn't let me log in, and it kept saying that it had an error or something like that. So finally I got this thing about, because they were talking about turning on your roaming, so I went in and I turned my roaming on, and sure enough, that's what required on my Mint Mobile, but they didn't expressly explain that, so now I know. So I have that, I have the thing, and then now when I get to the counter for the Cebu Pacific to transfer here to Puerto Princesa, I go to check in, and the guy stops me at the entrance to the check-in counter. He says, oh, you need to go over there to the self-check-in over there. So I got all my paperwork, I went over there, scanned it, went through and touched everything, went through. She says, oh, you're not checked in yet. So I thought that was just self-check-in, and it didn't let me check in. So I had to go back and stand in line, do all the things. Here was I when I was so rudely interrupted. So I went back to the guy and said, it won't let me check in. So I had to wait in line, get all the way to the front, check in. Just gave my information, showed him my passport, signed me all in, sent me on my way. She did tell me I had to have all of my batteries and my rechargeables and all that kind of stuff out of my pockets and not in my bag for the check-in. So I did that. I got that and put everything in my pockets. Everything went down there, pulled the bin out, put everything in the bin, send it through, everything back in the bag, walked on. Evidently, when I was with Starlux for the international flight, I just had everything on my backpack, and they scanned it. They didn't say anything, and it just went right through. But here they're asking us to take it out. I don't even think they even looked at it. They just kind of, oh, okay, they're there, and off they went. So it's pretty eventful. There's been horror stories about people stopping all your chargeables and all that kind of stuff. I've had no issues here with that. But it's still good to take precautions, because you never know when somebody's had a bad day and they want to get picky or technical. So pretty much that. And then now I'm just sitting around waiting. So I'll let you know once we get to Puerto Princesa, we'll get a few videos there, go get the hotel, or get transportation to the hotel, get the check-in, and maybe we'll go out and do a little bit of nightlife, night walking or whatever. I don't know, we'll see. But I do have to plan my next excursion for tomorrow. So I will have to do that with a desk. Hopefully I can get it. If not, maybe I'll have to plan it for the next day, and tomorrow we'll just do some walking around town or whatever. We'll see. All depends on how easy it works. That's why I want to be flexible.